guys. Waifus. Most of us have at least one. They make us happy in ways real women can't, even though we know they're fictional. I am no exception to this. For the longest time, Azusa Nakano was my one and only waifu, and I stuck to the one waifu only rule as best I could. But after having played the Just Yuri DDLC mod and some of the Hyperdimension Neptunia games for some time, that became impossible. So this video will introduce you to my growing waifu list that I mentioned in the Kirino video. I currently have 13 waifus, lucky number, and that number will keep growing until the day I decide to stop. Keep in mind that no matter how many waifus I end up with, Azusa is still and always will be my number one. This list is also in no particular order, and I'll keep things short and sweet to avoid making this video longer than it needs to be. Aoi Inuyama from Eurocamp. I think Aoi pretty much caught my eye when she was properly introduced, even though I had quite a bit of trouble choosing between her, Rin, and Nadeshiko. Camper Mugi is so sweet, so funny, and so damn gorgeous. I just love her. Of all the campers, she's the one I'm most looking forward to seeing again when Season 2 rolls around, especially since I get to hear her catchphrase again. It's also fun watching her interactions with Chiaki, as it's sort of like watching Mio and Ritsu, just less violent. Yuno from Hitomari's sketch. Easily one of the characters I'd most want to protect. So cute and so innocent. I love how childlike she is despite being in high school. Not to mention how much of a hard worker she is. Yuno was always my favorite of the cast. If people didn't always ship her with Miyako, at least I think they do, whichever guy manages to win her over would be super lucky. I know I'd be incredibly happy to have Yuno as a partner. Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club. Yep, Psycho Yandere is one of my waifus, and to be fair, I don't really mind that side of her. But I would always go for her soft-spoken and shy side. Yuri is also one of those Dandere/Kudere characters I identify with because that's how I used to be, and still am to a large degree. So if I were to join the literature club, assuming it was completely normal, Yuri's pretty much the first one I'd try befriending, even though I don't really do poetry. And while I may not quite be the bookworm I used to be, we could still bond over reading. Neptune Purple Heart from Hyperdimension Neptunia. Now originally, I just focused on Purple Heart, and even now, if I had to choose between the two of them, yes I know they're the same character, I would go for Purple Heart because I've always preferred her. But thanks again to the games, and the RPers on Twitter, I've now fallen for Neptune in her entirety. And I won't deny that Nep is a super fun girl, and I would love having her as a friend. I'd be doing all the work, of course, but that's one of the reasons why fans love her. I should probably mention that when I say Neptune, I'm mainly referring to her lowly form, as I haven't yet played the game featuring her adult form, although that'll change once the OVA comes out. But I wager her personality in both forms is the same. Kiana Del Rio from Honey Pop. OMFG, I love this woman. Her body, her personality, her way of talking, everything. Q does come a very close second, and is my favorite of the unlockable girls, but Kiana is my absolute favorite of the entire cast. She's fun, she's hardworking, she's confident, and of course, inhumanly gorgeous. Even though I generally prefer women of Asian race, I could never deny a Mexican woman if she was as stunning as Kiana, even though this is only because Kiana is drawn anime style. If I was hooked up with Kiana, I'd even be using the gym way more often than I do now, since she'd be my gym buddy. And I'm sure she could use more hands to help with her child. Kim Hyun-A from the Hate visual novels. Did this woman have it rough or what? I feel so damn sorry for her. Whenever I play the games, I almost always go for her route, but I pretty much skip reading through her diary because of how sad it is. I'm keeping details of the games quiet to avoid spoilers for those who haven't played them. I do also love Hyone's personality in-game. She's very kind but also pretty strong-willed, she's somewhat of a tsundere and does speak her mind. But she also has her more vulnerable side, no doubt brought upon by the latter parts of her life. And I guess another reason I love her so much is because, aside from some small details, she looks just like Mio. I mean, look at these two, they could be twins. Now I have absolutely nothing against Mute, and in all honesty, I adore her. She's funny, she's outspoken, I hope that's the right word, she's confident, there's a lot to love about her. But Hyone pretty much touched me more. Rise Tadeza from Gochiusa. I talked about Rise in a couple of my earlier top 10 videos, and I can't really think of what I could add to that other than I just adore her. So even though they're pretty old videos, I'll link them both in the description box and let past me explain. Ayako Suzuki from Usakame. Yes, I am aware of the character from Detective Conan who has the same name. Of the members of the tennis club, Ayako always amused me the most. Having her serious side but also being fun at times, a lot like Mio, trying to be tough but not always succeeding, much like Mio. Yeah, if you haven't caught on, I like my Mio and Azusa clones. And let's not forget how gorgeous and dedicated she is. It's not hard to see why Nishi admires her. Charlotte from Negligee. Now I like all four of the main girls. Even Sophie has her own charm, but little Charlotte drew me in more. Despite being the youngest, she's still super mature and eager to prove herself, and isn't afraid to speak up. She's a great girl, and holy Modica, does she look amazing as a bunny girl or what? Just seeing her like that makes part of me want to go. Azusa Nakano from K-On! What can I say about this literal angel that I haven't already said? Absolutely nothing. She is perfection, and I love her with all my heart and soul. Aoi Nigaki from Long Riders. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's funny, she's a great friend, what's not to love? Seeing a sweating human is usually considered unattractive, at least by me, but anime always makes her look good, and damn does Aoi always look good. Not to mention, again, similarities to Mio, especially the scene where the girls are trying to think up a team name.
弥生さん何言い出すんですか。今はチームの話をしてるんでしょ。じゃあ葵は何かあるのか。これどうです。チームアミーゴ。アミーゴ、ほらアミって入ってる。え、あ、そういう意味じゃなくて、スペイン語で親友って意味で愛ね。じゃないし。
All five of the cyclists are great in their own ways, but Aoi will always be the best in my opinion. Yui Hanasaka from One Room. OMFG, this woman is precious. I smile every time I see her doing her thing. Now One Room is an anime that literally screams not for everyone. But even if an anime isn't the best thing ever, I believe the characters can definitely earn it points, and One Room's characters do that brilliantly, especially Yui. I love her to bits, and if I hadn't seen K-On! And latched onto Azusa, Yui would without a shadow of a doubt have been the one I'd be fawning over. She is that much of an angel. I will protect her from sad things. Agari Kamiya from Shakunetsu no Takyumusume. A textbook definition of tsundere, but that's why she's great. She's strong-willed but also vulnerable, she's dedicated, she's funny. Agari is how you do a tsundere right. I've had my eye on her ever since first seeing the anime, and even though she tries to act tough, we do see her soft side, usually when interacting with Koyori, and she is shown to be really caring and friendly, unlike some others I've seen. I would like Shakunetsu to get a second season, not only to see more of Agari, but also see the club reach their goal of winning nationals. And that's the list. As I said before, more will be added as time goes on, which is one of the reasons why I brought the Which So-and-So series back. But no matter how many I get, Azusa is my number one and always will be. So who's your waifu? Or if you have multiple, who are they, and who is your number one? Let me know down below. As always, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and remember to stay chilled.